Welcome back to the channel. The rise of the metastar with 0xTHULU, the Hume Genesis Mint, ATEM Car Club updates, plus a whole bunch more. This is Into the Futureverse, and today is Friday, the 22nd of July of 2022. Now give that like button, our bunnies up, and let's get into it. Okay, the first thing I wanted to cover today was 0xTHULU. Now they have their Genesis Mint coming up, and I feel like this project is rather slept on and has snuck under the radar of a lot of people. Now my first exposure to 0xTHULU was through the Seekers Mint, where I noticed some of the traits related to them. And in some ways they are similar to the Hume Collective, but seem to be a little bit more broad in their scope. Their founder Jacob was kind enough to send me through these details to help us understand what they're all about. 0xTHULU is a mysterious order of industry pros leveraging over 100 years of Hollywood studio resources and relationships to show the world what a decentralized Web3 production house can be for its members and the world. We invite anyone with a dream to join to transcend traditional Hollywood gatekeeping to seek the support and mentorship of industry experts, over 300 hardworking devs and animators, resources to turn in real life creators into metastars, access to exclusive metaverse networking experiences, a never before achieved decentralized 4K streaming IPFS platform, and a secret roadmap of surprises and lore 11 months in the making that will roll out for years to come, all member owned. Their main features include access to mentorship, a community treasury, and tools to bring your ideas to life, a deep tech lab, over 300 devs and 6 animation studios, multi-chain marketplace, online streaming and content distribution. Now 0xTHULU had a Twitter Spaces this morning with popular DJ Mija, where they announced a partnership and the forthcoming launch of Mija's Web3 Meej project.
One of the cool things about this whole process to me, and why I'm like super grateful that we get to do this with Mija and with Nux, is that this is testing and showing the model of what 0xTHULU does essentially for everybody. There are a couple of stages of sort of gatekeeping with an idea, that if you want to get an idea produced and made and out there, the first one is getting funding. With 0xTHULU, we'll have a community treasury where anyone member can go and request funds to create a project with an idea similar to how Mija had an idea here.
We're all doing this for the first time, and we're all doing it together. And we're all kind of just making up what it means to even be a metastar, to be a meta DJ, to be a meta whatever you want it to be. So really the possibilities are limitless. What I see for me specifically is going down the music, NFT, music, collaborations with other metastars, or just releasing more music as music NFTs, and with that utility, like building the community around it.
Now 0xTHULU have been working with Mija for some time and created a 90-minute graphical display to back her performance at the FLUF social event at the recent NYC NFT event. And now they're helping her mint her initial collection for the Meej project. And if you attended this Twitter Spaces, you got a POAP, a proof of attendance protocol NFT, which will whitelist you onto the mint. Let's listen to what Mija had to say about the project.
Yeah, so the first character that you see is Blossom. They live in this arcade that was left to them by their family when their family passed away. And she doesn't really know that much about the arcade, other than like her dad was always tinkering around on all these machines all the time. But what she comes to discover is that these arcades are actually able to do something completely unimaginable, which is download her consciousness to the metaverse. They all get uploaded to this world. Ultimately, what you do find out in our first video is that Meej, the little girl in the story, she becomes a FLUF character.
Now the storyboard consists of 708 pages of story and content, and they hinted that that might be the actual mint number. Now there was only about 180 people who managed to claim the POAP, so there might be up to 500 spots still available. Now none of this is confirmed of course, but the 0xTHULU Twitter page did drop this tweet a few days ago. We strongly recommend that you join the Discord prior to the 25th of July, when we announce our official mint date. Now 0xTHULU has its own lore involving some FLUF characters. FLUF 9157, also known as Screaming Jay Flufkins, first discovered 0xTHULU, and there were rumours that another FLUF character, FLUF 9158, also known as Wilson, was going to be sacrificed to one of the factions, but he's informed me in the Discord that it's okay, he's still alive and well. Now Mija has a new song that's about to launch, I'm With the DJ, but you can purchase a one-of-one pre-release copy on the catalog.works site, which will get you on her guest list for life. It feels like there's going to be a tidal wave of community-driven content coming into the Futureverse ecosystem. And the Hume Collective and 0xTHULU are both great examples of how Web3 is going to allow superfans to get closer to their idols than ever before, disrupting the Web2 world. Now, while we're on the subject of the Hume Collective, their Genesis mint is still ongoing. And as mentioned in last week's podcast, I expected everything to be minted out on day 3. Now we're coming towards the end of day 2, and that scenario looks like it's going to play out, because there is now only 584 Genesis NFTs left, but there's 600 NFTs in the eligible scenes and sounds collection that allows people to mint on day 3. So if you are one of those NFT holders, I suggest you try and mint your Genesis NFT as soon as possible on day 3. Now if you do miss out, the secondary market might be an easy way to get into the ecosystem. The floor price is actually quite low, at currently around half an ETH, which in my mind seems like pretty good value. Now it's not financial advice of course, but keep in mind that the Hume Collective has already raised $14 million in seed investment with a $100 million valuation, and there are only 1,035 of these. Also, these are unrevealed, and you do have a chance at a legendary Genesis NFT, which holds a lot more governance power in the protocol. Now there are 5 of them being auctioned off on OpenSea, and the current lowest bid is at 1.37 ETH, with 16 hours remaining. Personally, I think these will end up going for much higher, given the hype around the project. Now, Jay from the team dropped a little bit more alpha regarding ongoing collaborations and songs between Angelbaby and BrandYn. Wait till everyone has their Hume Genesis and gets to hear all the tracks we've been cooking. And BrandYn all but confirmed that yes, there are more tracks coming. Before I continue, if you're new to the channel, hi, welcome, I'm Gerry, host of Into the Futureverse, where I cover alpha and updates on all things FLUF World and the Futureverse ecosystem. And if you enjoy this content, consider supporting the channel by smashing that like button, hitting subscribe, and hitting the notifications bell so you get all my videos in a timely fashion. Okay, next up we've got some ATEM Car Club news. They dropped this tweet showing the first-person immersive 3D environment that we'll soon be able to explore. And McDonald confirmed that this would be done through a browser rather than an app, meaning there's no risk of being blacklisted by any particular app store, and helping to keep things as decentralized as possible. Now the environment looks amazing, as all Unreal Engine environments do, but the really interesting thing coming out of the ATEM Car Club is the grassroots community and the numerous car clubs that are springing up. The Friends and Fam DAO has announced their own car club, as has Gaming Guild, the Banana DAO, with their Project B racing team. And the Roadrunner Racing Club is taking things to the next level, forming a collaboration with Unlimited Customs to build out the club's very own in real life car. Now how cool is that? Now finally, I wanted to send a shout out to 0xChris NFT with this amazing infographic that he created, which highlights all the progress that's been made in the FLUF world in its first year of existence. Now it's been pretty crazy to see just how active the community has been over its first 12 months and all of the events and things that have been built, especially some of these key highlights. Over $230,000 was donated to Carbon Click to offset all carbon emissions by 200%. $100,000 was raised to the award-winning charity Sustainable Coastlines. The Altered State Machine had an incredible seed round, including Warner Music Group, Coinbase Ventures, and Polygon. Apparently this is the biggest seed round in New Zealand tech history. There was the release of the Futureverse white paper, collaborations with Snoop Dogg, Muhammad Ali Enterprises, and the Authentic Brands Group, and of course Ripple XRP. Not to mention the merger with the team that created the Party Bears, making them official FLUF World assets, and the numerous in-real-life parties that they've had, including Fluff House Miami, LA, South by Southwest in Texas, just to name a few. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and maybe consider watching one of my other videos. Bunnies up!